intermittent starter thing really is intermittent. For the past while, you guys have seen how quickly it always turns on the first start, even after sitting. So relay or solenoid, it's not clear, but it's still fine. Let's see how long it takes now. So I tried once and it didn't work. I've waited about a minute and a half. Let's try it again. Nothing. Okay, I'm gonna take you guys off camera. I'm gonna wait 5 minutes and come back. Okay, it's been about 3-4 minutes. Let's give it another try. Planning on using the car. I'm gonna pull it out, change the tail light and the brake light that I have issues with, and we'll see how the starter and everything else continues to behave. And the bit of lumpy idle you're hearing, which again, there goes that second stage of high idle. This just a little bit has to do with the flap delete, so everything's fine with the car. No editing in this video, everything is in one frame. So I had someone help me check all the lights, and it's only the outer bulb on this side that is completely gone. I'm using an H17 bit, and these are the bulbs I'm gonna try. This is what I had in stock. So that's an H17 Allen. Make sure you hold your hand on the taillight so it doesn't fall on the ground and crack. That happens sometimes to people. So that's the bit I was using. That's what the screw looks like once you get it out. Well, it turns out these aren't as bad as the W220 S-Class ones that fall right out once you take the screws off, and they can fall on the ground. They have 2 rubber grommets on the side, all the way at the side. So it might need some gentle prying. Just make sure not to break any seals or damage anything. So that's what it looks like. Just work your way from the top to the bottom to the sides. Never put too much pressure on any one area, but that's what it's gonna look like. They're a bit tough, but manageable. It is all sealed at the back, and there's a vent tube, so make sure that vent tube is cleared. That vent tube is dead center of your screen right there, pointing downwards. I'm going to remove the electrical connector. It's a standard Audi connector, and then we'll deal with the rest. You can see there's click tabs at the top and the bottom, and I don't want to break them. You could probably do it in this position, but taking off the electricals is probably the safer bet. So I didn't remove the electricals. Gently pry down on those 2 tabs there. Don't break the plastic. And on the bottom you have the same thing, and then the backing plate will separate and you can change your bulb. So you can see it's cracked open there, and the electrical connector is still connected. The tab on mine was really brittle, so I didn't take it off. This should be enough to separate the taillight and get the job done. So as you can see, it sits nicely there. That bulb looks like it's had better days. It looks like my replacements will work. Just set that aside nicely in there, and I'll let you guys know if that part number works. What came out of the package was actually an 1156LL. I've seen Sylvania brand them differently, so I just wanted to make sure to show you guys the actual part number on the bulb. So there you can see the package and the bulb that came out of it. So the bulb was an Osram brand that was in there. To remove it, gently use a microfiber on the base of the bulb, not on the glass, and twist it to the left to take it off, and then put it back in and twist it to the right to put it in. Check to see that it works. If it's a turn signal or a brake bulb, get someone to help you. This is a running light that I have an issue with, so I'm just gonna leave the lights running. And no, the bulb on the left isn't a dual filament like what you saw there. These are identical bulb with the identical output. So that Sylvania part number will work just fine. Never mind, I just remembered this, I guess, is both a running light and a brake light. So I'm gonna have a helper press it before I put the housing back on. Okay, so you see, it is working fine as a brake bulb too. I don't know what the filament status is. We might be able to look into that more, but that bulb part number works, okay? So whatever it is, that bulb works for both, however it functions. And you guys know I've removed my trunk carpets. If you have them in, there is a small carpeted plug that will allow you to access the 17. It's not a difficult job. Just make sure you clip in everything back properly. And if you've gone the extra mile to remove the housing, do clean the vent tube, which is right there at the center of your screen. You can see it there, kind of curves down. In terms of the reclipping, the top one clipped in really easily. The bottom one gave me a fight. It was very brittle. In the end, I had to hold that black covering in place and manually put the clips back in. They would not clip back. But once I pushed them up by my hand, literally on those two small ear tabs, then it sat properly. So make sure it's flush so you don't have any moisture condensation issues with your taillight. Those oil stains are from another car, don't mind them. I also did some zip ties and other small things that I'll mention later, just to get this thing back on the road to use it. That's just condensation. So we're back on the road with this one, and we're not going to get pulled over for something stupid.